Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how I overcame my trauma and began to manifest what I did want in my life more. Because trauma is really truly blocking us from manifesting our dream life. It's a negative belief about ourselves, about the world, that we project onto the world from ourselves, that we manifest more of. So we all have traumas on some level of the being, and it's different how much trauma we have, but we all have that. And no one is perfect, so therefore trauma happens. It can literally be when you were a child and you were crying and your parents weren't there when you were crying. They weren't having the space for you which you needed. And that is a trauma in itself. So I want to tell you about something very personal, because this trauma was like being rejected back when I was a child, and I didn't get the emotional support and space which I needed from my mom. And we have really been working together on this journey, like really reflecting each other's healing progress. And I'm just so happy that I got to go through this with my mom in a way. Yeah, so now we've come very far. And I would not say it's not about fixing yourself, it's about remembering who you truly are, to see that you already have all that within yourself. When I was a child, when I didn't get that emotional support, I didn't get broken because of the love I didn't get. It was the disconnection from the unconditional love which I already had within myself, but I got disconnected from it within myself. So it wasn't because of my mom, it was this unconditional love I got disconnected from. That is my experience, my insight lately. That resonates really much in me and makes sense for me. I had this trauma of rejection, afraid of rejection and attracting people into my life which couldn't give me that emotional support. And mostly I've experienced it in my love life. Like, I don't want to say love life because there is literally love in everything and everyone, and in friendships as well, so it doesn't have to be that, but that is just what I've experienced most of. Friendships, I really have had like not so big block according to friendships. I've had really deep friendships, really honest, deep and loving relationship, like friendships, I mean. But when it comes to like love, romantic love, I've had experience that were very heartbreaking for me, because I was still holding on to this trauma of being rejected. I was so afraid to get rejected, and even when they showed me that love in my romantic life, I was seeing it through a filter which was like, no, you're not giving me any love, you're just pretending, or it's just in my head, or something like that. So I was just seeing through this filter, and then I manifested my worst fear. Even when they wanted to show me love, I didn't see it. And now that I've let go of this trauma, I can truly see that it was just it was really just my fear taking over and then manifesting the worst case scenario in the end. So I did this, that one day I was crying a lot because I felt not directly rejected, but I felt in a way rejected. I don't want to go into details, it really doesn't matter actually. Also the old story, like I have let go of it now, so I don't need to give it so much energy, but I just want to tell you and inspire you to do the same, to face your fear and to know it's not real, even though it can seem so real when you're in it, I know. So I was in this trauma, oh my god, I'm getting tears, but that's just because I feel like why can't I see that I was loved back then? Because I know I was loved. I was crying and I told this person my feelings, and it was very like the biggest breakthrough I've ever been through, like to tell this person that I had feelings for them, because I never in my life would imagine I would do that. Also according to some circumstances, and it was very very hard. But when I did it, I really felt a big relief. And I was in this fear and feeling like a victim, feeling like, oh my god, this person doesn't love me back or whatever. But when I really got to let go, I got to see like the truth, not only the love that always was there between us, but like just in general, just the love within myself, and to see that it was there to teach me about love, about true unconditional love, that is not conditioned by anything, anyone, that is not conditioned by circumstances. And I was just so relieved when I got that insight. And I really needed to go through the fear, to face the fear, to really feel the fear, and maybe even react to the fear. But you don't have to react to the fear, like that's something that will keep in the spiral. But just back then I could not do anything more than just react to it, because I just needed to go through that. And it's not that I say you need to go through that as well. You can actually just decide right now that that's not what I believe in. I let go and I choose it now, because then you're a completely different version of yourself. But I needed back then to go through that emotions, to let go of it. So my whole body was shaking and I was crying so much. I've never cried so much. And it was not only with this person, and it had nothing to do with that person actually. It was just my manifestation of my worst fear back from my childhood. And it was just all these past situations with others that I've had that came up as well with the emotions. And then I truly just felt like after that day, maybe some weeks passed, and I felt a little bit in a spiral in some weeks of like thinking, oh my god, what is this person thinking? What is the other people thinking? I'm just editing my video, and then I got to this part where I was telling about going in the same spirals, and at some point I got out of them because I have gone through other traumas as well and know how to get through it, know how to ground yourself through it. But I know that many people out there, and at some point in my life I needed a coach. So if you want help to go through your fear, to heal your trauma, or to manifest your desires, then I would love to support you, help you to see your inner power and inner potential, to truly manifest the life of your dreams. Then you can go down below and write to my mail, and then I get back to you of a coaching session. Either you can choose programs or just one time. And here is the rest of the video. Not because there is a lot of other people, but this person told it to another person. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never expected to experience that. And then I also felt a little bit betrayed. But it wasn't like I wasn't thinking so much about it, because I knew this person wasn't doing it out of trying to betray me or anything. And I was just really just learning to have more unconditional love for myself, and then for that person as well, and for other people as well. So that was really magical to experience. But the first weeks were really like triggering for me, because it was completely new that I got to express my feelings, that I got to face my fear. So anyway, that long story was made so short, even though it felt maybe long, but it's a very long story. But I don't want it, like I said, give it energy, because that's not a part of me anymore. That's not a part of that version I am right now. So that's not my story anymore. I just want to tell you, to inspire you to really just know that to face your fear is a way to get through it, and it may seem very real, but it isn't. Because when you're on the other side, you can see it from a different perspective. You can see how much your ego, your beliefs manipulated it to make it seem in a negative way, to seem you aren't loved, to seem you aren't good enough, to seem you aren't worthy, to seem you aren't able to manifest the dreams you have. So that is what I wanted to share today, is that when you get on the other side, you will truly see that it was just an illusion. And I hear many people also say, maybe I don't feel trust in my desire. Like, I don't feel that it's possible. So I feel like I lack trust. But you don't actually lack trust. You just choose the wrong thing to trust in. Because you already trust in something. You trust in the fear. That is something I did. I trusted in the fear. But I went through the fear to then shift my focus to trust in love. That is what it taught me. And I chose to see it that way, that was why it happened to me. I give the meaning to every single thing in my life. You give the meaning to every single thing in your life. And when you're like thinking, giving it a meaning, and you're thinking like, no, that's just a fact, that it's just like that. It's just because you've been so programmed to put that meaning in it, so you're not even thinking that you actually put a meaning into it so fast. So really be aware of what meaning you put in things. Everything is neutral. You choose it. And that's the power you have. And that's the power you will get more of. You will get more of that meaning when you put it into that, whatever it is. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and peace and subscribe with the bell for more, so you get updated when I post a new video. And I just send you a lot of unconditional love wherever you are in your journey right now. And I'll see you next time.